Welcome back to our message from our divine compassionate guides. My name is Julianne Duffy, and my purpose is to live, speak, and seek the truth in all forms to help reconnect humanity to the highest form of authenticity. Thank you so much for joining me. Today, I am pulling from the Rose Oracle by cards by Rebecca Campbell, and my purpose when I pull these messages is that they will help heal and serve you in the most appropriate way. So let's go right into it. I'm doing a quick three card pull, see what the message is for today. And whatever day you're watching it, this is the message for you for that day. So let's start here on the left. And our first part of our message, the thorn. Protection, boundaries, clear communication. So this one is really about that the rose is not all gentle, because it is gentle when it looks like it, but it's got the thorns and it's got that protective boundary. And so these sharp protectors act like knights defending the queen, clearly setting the necessary boundaries and conditions for her to do what she was born to do. So this is making sure that have we set the right boundaries? Are we letting everything and everyone take advantage of us? Or do we know how to clearly communicate and have the boundaries with other people? We too are like the rose. So often we don't get taught how important clear communication and loving boundaries are in our relationships. When we're not clear with our needs, when we don't communicate them, when we don't take responsibility for them, it's impossible for others to give us what we need. It often results in a breakdown in a relationship. So communicating our needs to others is establishing our boundaries and allows us to not only feel safe, but to also have those stronger relationships as well. This card delivers a message. It's important for clear communication, boundaries, and taking responsibility for our needs. So being clear with others and being clear with ourselves as well. And then allowing us to be able to communicate what we need with those around us. And I know with myself, I can definitely have problems with my boundaries of not clearly communicating myself. I am very introverted when it comes to my personal life. I will not tell people that I need help. I won't ask for it. And so I do struggle often with having relationships with people because there's certain people will come and ask me consistently for help. And I'm always the person that'll say yes, 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 even if I actually can't do something. Yet on the reverse side, I won't necessarily put out and ask them for help. And then what ends up happening, and I definitely see this pattern in my life, is that I end up getting quite angry and eventually end relationships with those people because they weren't there helping me, but I, of course, was not asking for help because I feel like I don't know them enough. Yet they'll ask me for help, yet I don't feel comfortable enough to ask for help. So I feel like that is quite appropriate for myself, that there's a lot of it needing to trust people. I feel like myself, I clearly don't trust people. And that's why I have a difficult time putting boundaries. I want to be liked. I want to help other people, which is always my intention when I'm doing things, is to help others. However, I'm not able to necessarily clearly communicate what I need in the opposite end of that relationship, and then I get angry and end that relationship. That's probably why I struggle with friendships as I'm going through this. This is not all about me. This is about you and helping you and whoever's watching this. However, these do clearly communicate a lot to myself of things that I will see in my own life. So the first part of our message, we need to have those clear boundaries. We need to be able to communicate when we need help, even if this is a struggle, and to be able to have that open communication so we can have better relationships. The next part of our message, coming through to the middle part, the grandmothers, remembering your roots, perspective, trust the weavings. So this one I feel like is definitely just remembering that we are connected. We have a long line of ancestors behind us that are supporting us. So remember your roots, perspective, and trust the weavings. So what this card is that the grandmothers are calling you to play your part in this time of healing, to heal and integrate what you've inherited in your ancestral line. So a lot of times we often have these traumas that are born, like that are built in, like they were passed down from generation to generation. They're biological ancestral traumas, right? So it's time for us to heal and let go of that. It's not personal. These are changing healing times that we are here for, to reconnect and reach all the way back to your original mother, and to see our role as the ancestors of those who are yet to come, to remain grounded and rooted in your life so that no matter how rocky things get, you always know you're at home. So I feel like right off the bat, clearly a lot of us are struggling with this cue, making our boundaries and communicating clearly. And this is a big thing. Can we stand in our own power that we can ask for help when we need it and communicate our own needs as well as helping others? Because, the most important, as I say every time I'm doing these videos, I'm here to help, heal, and serve. And that is true. Can I ask for help when I need it? And for yourself, can you ask for help and clearly communicate that when you need it as well? Because that is part of our grandmothers wanting us to remember that we need to have these boundaries. I feel like that's what they're saying. Like the grandmothers are there. We're going through this healing time. And part of this healing time is being able to clearly set up those boundaries and communicate what we need as much as what others need. Because some people have no problems and will easily ask for help all the time. And sometimes you might get annoyed where you're like, can't they do anything for themselves? Like there's some clear communication on that end as well. And the grandmothers want us to remember that we have this ancestral line. So where we are now, a lot of this is built up on the previous mothers, to that, as I said here, to the first mother, and going back, that we have, and generational traumas and things, and it's time to take that into perspective and heal by being able to clearly communicate what we need help with, right? And then the last part of our message today, the child within, inner mother. There's a lot of mothers here today. It's very full of that feminine energy. The inner mother, innocence, gentleness, and tenderness. So this one is, again, reminding us that we all have a child within us who at some point went into exile because we were hurt or because the world didn't feel safe. And no matter how much we've grown, when we as adults are hurt or triggered, it's normal to regress to this age and feel overwhelmed by original emotion. And while we can't change the past, what we can do is scoop up the child within and place him in the soft petals of the rose of our own heart. So I think that feels quite appropriate, because clearly I feel like part of the child within and part of us having to heal from whatever trauma we had growing up, because we all have different traumas, is being able to clearly communicate. And the grandmothers are there supporting us through this healing time. So really, the Rose Oracle, the divine guides, want us to remember we're in this healing time. We need to be able to clearly communicate and be gentle with ourselves. As we get triggered, there might be a lot of triggers, and we might feel ourselves pull back to this time of feeling disempowered. But we have to remember, especially if you are a woman or a father or a mother, that we have to love ourselves and treat ourselves with as that inner child. When we get pulled there, that tenderness of remembering that, we have this trauma and we have to allow it to heal as per the grandmothers. This is trust the weavings, that these things come up so we can heal them, so that we can have better relationships, set better boundaries with everybody else as well. So that is our message for today. It's a lot of healing and trusting, and that there is some old wounds that are deep within our DNA and deep within us, that it's time to allow us to clear out and heal. And it's a personal journey, because we are doing the inner work, and that we are all innocent children that have had trauma. And you're not a bad person. No one's a bad person, like, except for maybe people that, I'm sure that even people that have injured or harmed other people, there was trauma that led them there. And we have to remember that there is this deep child that has been wounded, and the grandmothers want us to go through this healing, to let go of this trauma so we can change the next generation and allow ourselves to set the boundaries so we're not taken advantage of, but that we also can clearly communicate what needs we need to be met so we can be healthy and balanced and vibrant in our lives as well. So that's our message that I'm getting for today. It's all about healing, and that's our life. Our life here is to heal the wounds and get back to that spirituality, back to the connection with Source, Divine, and the God. Have a beautiful day, and until next time, namaste.